Hello, my name is Dominique Andrews. I'm a graduate student at the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, studying organizational development and leadership. The audience for this presentation is potential change leaders. A change leader is anyone who, in their family, in their organization, in their neighborhood, in their church, wants to see things change for the better good of the people around them. The title is Become the Change You Want to See. There are three ways to become the change that you want to see. The first is use effective communication. The second is stay out of the box. And the third is be productive. I'll talk more about each of these points. According to the book Made to Stick, the reason why some ideas survive and others die is because some messages are sticky. The way to create a sticky message is follow the success model. First, make your messages simple. Great example of this is a nursery rhyme. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. Children as young as 1 and 2 and 3 years old who are still developing their language can remember these simple messages because they're simple. They stick with them. Next, make your messages unexpected. Create an element of mystery to your messages in order to grab your audience's attention. For example, the authors of the book use the example of a bad movie. Even though a movie may be terrible, a lot of times we'll sit through it just to fill the void of what's going to happen, how's it going to end. Next, messages need to be credible, or in other words, believable. Concrete, use real ideas. And lastly, emotional and tell a story. A great way to create emotion in your story is to tell a story. Stories make sure your listener understands, can relate, and can remember the story. And if you tell a story about yourself and why you are emotional about the message, why it matters to you, hopefully that will awaken something in your listener, why it matters to them, and why they should do something about it. Next, stay out of the box in order to become the change you want to see. In organizational development and leadership, or ODL, we say be authentic in order to stay out of the box. Own your feelings and use them. Don't act out of reaction. Remember, people are people, not objects. People have their own experiences that have shaped their perspective, and we're all human. And third, in order to become the change you want to see, be productive. And remember, it's your production. Take personal accountability, take ownership, and have a vision. Don't have hidden, self justifying agendas. Don't ridicule and don't blame others. This story is about a man, Taj Muhammad, who lives in a refugee camp in Kabul. He's pictured here with his young daughter and his son. And this story was published in the New York Times about a month ago. And in this story, it talks about how the man, basically, as you can see from the headline, painful payment for Afghan debt, a daughter, 6, because of a debt he owed to a lender in his community. His elders of his people convened and said, well, you have to pay your debt, and since you don't have the cash, you have to give your daughter. When I read this story, truthfully, I made moral value judgments. I did exactly what you don't do in order to create change. And as I read this story, I kept waiting to see the author make the judgment too, but she never did. She told the story that was emotional, and in telling the story that was emotional and effectively communicated it, she was able to create change because the readers of the New York Times then sent money to people in Afghanistan to pay this man's debt and to save his daughter. By not blaming, by not judging, by not ridiculing, she was able, like I said, to create this change. Leaders create change by focusing on our commonalities, not by creating resentment. So remember, in order to become the change you want to see, effectively communicate, sticky messages using the success model. Be authentic and stay out of the box. Have a vision and be productive. Thank you. Contact me with your questions and comments at the email address you see on the screen.